It's summertime. I got a bit of a tan, I must confess. Played a little bit of golf today, but walked off after the 10th hole, mainly because my game sucked. And I thought, I'm getting to the age where if I'm not getting any results, maybe I should change my hobbies. So golf might be going the way of the dodo bird. Today, I'm here to talk to you about Glenmorangie Original. And the reason I talk about it today is because it is a summer day and I've been out in the sun, and the last thing I want to do, or intuitively most of you would think, you don't want to drink whiskey. You want to drink a beer, you want to drink a mixed cocktail, maybe a Long Island iced tea. I understand. I've been there and there's nothing wrong with that. But whiskey can play a place in your libations in the summertime. And I recommend Glenmorangie Original. Why? It's light, it's sweet, it's inoffensive, it's balanced, and it offers some complexity. To the novice, it is totally inoffensive. To the connoisseur, they're going to enjoy the delicate, light threading of flavors. So now, let's have a little sip and do a little review. On the nose, Glenmorangie Original is exhibiting citrus, a bit of kitchen spices like nutmeg, roasted almonds, maybe some buttery popcorn. I have another note that says red grapefruit, very citrusy. On the palate, this whiskey starts out sweet pear juice, French vanilla ice cream comes to mind, cake bread, cornmeal, cereal, honey. Very good. Virtually no peat, no sherry. A little bit of smoke that you're going to get on the finish. On the finish, you're left with flavors of lemon, salt, that leave the palate clean and tingling. There's an effervescent quality to this whiskey. Almost brings to mind that French carbonated water, Perrier water. This is certainly not carbonated, but it has that effervescent, cleansing sensation to the palate, which goes really well in the summertime. In the summertime, pair this whiskey with lemon meringue pie, tiramisu, even a light salad. This whiskey is attractive to the novice because it's smooth, inoffensive, but attractive to the connoisseur because we like to take it down a notch sometimes. All the big smoke of Islay and the big peat and the phenolic notes that remind you of the last time you were in a hospital bed, which is probably with a broken leg from a ski accident, is not always where we want to be. And in the middle of summer, when it's 100 degrees out with like 80% humidity, you don't want an Islay. You don't want a sherry bomb from Macallan or Glenfarclas or Glendronach. You want something light, refreshing, honeyed, cake bread, and again, with this whiskey, if I had to sum it up in a word, it would be French vanilla ice cream. You know that ice cream it's kind of a yellow color and it's creamy. This whiskey is ice cream in a glass, and it works really well at this time of year. Price point wise, it's a bargain. I think it can be had in the US between $29 and $39. Canada, you Canadians were paying higher tax, you're looking at $50 to $59. Well worth the money, good value for money. Buy it. I really don't have any complaints with this whiskey. I'm going to take another sip to see if I can detect one. There's none. I wouldn't call this whiskey simple. I would give you one cautionary tale. When I first opened the bottle, it tasted a little bit astringent. And actually at first I was going like, not so great, I thought. But I think it had more to do what I had had for supper earlier that evening, which had been spicy, barbecued, pulled pork sandwich. Doesn't go well with this. So tonight I tried it, and last night I tried it. I've done several tastings with this on my own to develop my notes. And I give myself 3 hours for my last meal before I try this whiskey, or really any whiskey when I'm doing a serious tasting note. And my last meal is always something that's totally inoffensive and not spicy, because you want your palate to be able to taste the whiskey. If you spent supper time downing spicy tacos and enchiladas with some sort of suicide sauce at a roadhouse in New Mexico, and then you think 2 hours later you're going to sample some whiskey, the whiskey's not going to taste too good because your tongue is a corduroy road. Anyway, that's just a little tip. When you get a new bottle of whiskey and you sample it for the first time, you go, I don't like it. Maybe think about what you had for supper or for lunch. Certainly not breakfast unless you're Keith Richards. And if you're Keith, well, hey Keith, whatever you're doing seems to be working for you. The ABV on this is alcohol by volume is 43%. There's no need to add water to this, and there's no need to add ice. Really, it's good on its own. I think if you add water or ice, you're going to over-dilute it. It's going to lose its complexity. And this whiskey, a final note to tell you is that it's comprised purely of American oak ex-bourbon casks. Some first fill, some second fill, and then some custom-made American oak casks that come from the Ozarks of Missouri. You can read more about that on the website. I don't know much about the technical stuff. All I know about is what it tastes like, and to me, it says summertime. So get that Janis Joplin song on, play that, sip this, maybe with a slice of lemon meringue pie. Cheers, until next time, I'm Jason Debley, bringing you some good reviews. Bye.